everybody, and welcome to the July Developer Update. I'm your host, Katy, and I'm here with Dan, JR, and Joel, and we're going to walk you through what's coming out in Season 9. So let's talk Season 9. That's going to be coming out at the end of this month. Super excited for that. And to kick things off, we're going to have in the Season of the Banner, Capturing the Flag. JR, do you want to walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we did 2 previews of Capture the Flag. One of them just ended, I believe, when this airs. So we have 2 separate maps. We're gonna launch CTF with both maps active. They'll be on an hourly rotation, much like our other modes have been. So you can look forward to capturing flags as your day-to-day activity in the activities menu. Some things I guess that we are changing based on the preview was primarily we had some changes to the way that the buffs work. So they're going to be a little bit more effective. And we some other random changes.
Those are the buffs that you're running around and getting, right? Like that you're running through, they pop, and then you get the...
Yeah, so like the haste, the damage, and the other one. Health, the healing one. The healing one is the other one. Yeah, they're going to be all better. So each one got a buff, and we buffed the buffs, and they last a little longer too, like the haste and the damage.
Nice. So day 1, minute 1, players can hop in, and they'll get one of the 2 maps, and that's going to be on a rotation moving forward.
Yep.
And then also on day 1, we have Summer Medleyfaire.
Yep, Summer Medleyfaire is coming back. It will be running throughout all of Season 9, a little bit longer than normal. You can look forward to all of this same stuff. We have a few updated rewards in it as well that we hope you get to go and chase. I think this is the first time for console players as well in this event. We're also adding actually a few world bosses into this as well. I think the first time you're going to see world bosses for Admiral Blackpowder, for the Empress, and then the Mammoth boss will also return in Season 9. So there'll be more rewards to get, new, and some of the existing 725 gear from those world bosses as well.
Nice. And then, I mean, at least for the first part of the season, however long it takes me, I'm spending all that time kind of getting everything I can on my activity cards to keep my season pass popping. So what are some of the things that we're super excited to see on the season pass in Season 9?
I'll jump into that first. I've said this a few times, I'm a bit trolly when I play the game, so one of my favorite things to do is jump into emotes. I really like this Valentine's Day outfit we have. It's got these big heart ears. And I wear it around town, and like I was using the Night Vale like creepy crawl emote, but there's a newspaper bonk emote, and I'm gonna run around town and hit people with a newspaper in that outfit because
does it do damage though?
I don't think it does, but I'll have to double check that.
Well, that will be the next.
But it's
next iteration.
It's fun to get into weird outfits and just run around town and mess with people, and just to see their interactions and see if I can get voice chat with people. And I've gotten it a few times, so I enjoy those types of things.
So what's gonna happen is someone's gonna wave at you, and you're gonna bonk them with a newspaper.
Yes, while in the Valentine's Day outfit because that's the best outfit.
Nice.
JR, what are you excited about on the season pass?
I'm super excited about the Fleshbound set because I want to look like this horrific, disgusting thing and like run around.
I didn't do that one.
It's what dreams are made. Okay, so Fleshbound, I love that.
Yeah.
Dan, what's on the season pass that you're excited to work toward?
Well, I really loved the artifacts that we came up with for the PvP seasonal server, and it's going to be awesome to see one of them come into the main game in the form of the Crescent Wave Greatsword, which is not quite as, it doesn't make quite a statement as much as your choice, JR, but I'm still loving that I can shoot Zelda things at people, which is great.
It's the light beams that you might have remembered from the Conqueror's items in the seasonal server. It was in Season 7, right? Season 7, seasonal server, yeah. Yep.
And for anybody who's not just absolutely in love with the Fleshbound armor set, I am very excited to see transmog tokens return to the season pass. My girl likes to get outfitted in all the coolest and latest fits, so can't
like Fleshbound.
Wait. Okay.
A little bit like that, but not at all.
Moving on. Okay, so say I'm a PvE player and I join during Season 9. What does my day look like? What am I doing?
PvP player, you said?
PvE.
Oh, sorry.
I know that you're one
Damn
track
it.
mind over
Sorry.
here from our combat Wade.
So, like I said, Summer Medleyfaire is starting in the event in season 9. You'll be able to jump in, go catch your Aeternum. I can't say that word.
Aeternum sturgeon.
Anyway, catch the fish.
Catch the fish, save the world.
Catch the fish. You're gonna go do fishing for Summer Medleyfaire. There's the dance. There's the maudlin bugs for musical instruments. You'll be able to collect a lot of different cosmetics. Get some fish trophy in there. Beyond that, there's the world bosses, which have some pretty consistent. I think it's 715 gear, so you'll be able to get those things as they show up, and that's repeatable. And each of those bosses will have one 725 piece of gear, which is unique items that those bosses might have dropped in their specific expeditions. So you'll be able to chase those items. That it will be top tier 725, or at least good based on what they were from those bosses. So those are two of the big things for this season for PvE. Beyond that, we have a couple small little updates. The perks in season that were introduced in season 8 are going to have a few more places that you can obtain those. So that should feel a little bit better. We know that that was a little bit tight on how to get those. So now it should be a little bit more relaxed. You should see a little bit more, and those prices should drop for those. And then also we have the Gorgon weapon schematics being added to the Gorgon raid. So you'll be able to get those weapons now from patterns, and then crafters will be able to make those as well. So that's another thing to chase too.
We also have 3 2x refining and weapon XP weeks throughout the season.
Yeah, that's right. So people can catch up on their trade skills and
If you're not
weapons.
already, yep.
If you're not already there, which there's, a few people that aren't. So it's definitely exciting. And we'll get, see, JR, we're going to get to you.
I'm waiting for it.
So if I'm a PvP player,
Yeah.
what does my day now look like in season 9?
I'm glad you asked. We talked about CTF already. Actually, one thing that you didn't mention at the start, and I think it's a big beat, is the new arena map is also coming out for real in season 9.
right.
It's going to be part of the rotation as well.
Super exciting, yeah.
So we're going to have 3 arena maps now in the rotation. Also, we made one change to the timing of the Ring of Fire, because the whole point of that map was, it's our biggest arena. What we were seeing was a lot of the matches didn't, even though the fire ring was coming in sooner, a lot of the matches, it still wasn't a factor. So we're going to bump it up even further. So it's going to happen like 30 seconds into the first, each round.
Yeah.
So
Another-
get wrecked.
yeah, get ready.
Perfect.
Get ready for some
Yeah,
Another
get ready,
valuable-
I mean.
Get ready, yeah.
Get wrecked.
In addition,
get ready to get wrecked.
Yeah,
so we have
get
some
wrecked,
other,
Phoebe.
yeah. What?
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
So other cool things, the FFA zone. That's something that we shipped in. Was that in Aeternum?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all the way back in Aeternum, right? For season 6. So we're going to be making some changes in there. Some interesting new mechanic that we added called the Scallywag's Curse. And the way it works is basically the longer you're in the zone around other players, you start getting stacks of this curse, and it reduces your outgoing damage and increases your incoming damage as well as stamina damage. And so the idea is if you're kind of rolling around in packs, you're going to have to be aware of this. Is kind of puts you at a little bit as a disadvantage. Maybe helps with some of the grouping up potentially. But we're going to play with it. There's actually a lot of configs we have for it that we can change things like range and whatnot. So we're going to be keeping an eye on it and see how it does. But the reason why you'd want to go back to the FFA zone is because we actually took all the rewards. We doubled the amount of doubloons that you're getting in the zone. All the chest interacts take half as long as they did before. And then we also did a pass on all of the rewards coming from the doubloon shop, and we increased all the max gear score and min's gear score. So you're going to get better gear overall, and you can go all the way up to 725 more easily. So
Nice.
There's one other hot topic in the world of PvP.
just combat changes in general.
Haste.
Yes, haste. That's true. Yeah, so haste has become an issue. We've been introducing probably too much haste, and what we've seen is it's leading to issues with hit registration, and it just messes with a lot of our combat, especially melee attacks and whatnot. So we actually did like a whole pass where we reduced haste across the board. We reduced like the amount of haste that you can get from status effects in general. The cap is like 40%, where it was 50% before. So you're going to see a lot less haste in the game in general. So I hope everyone enjoys that, because I know there's a lot of complaints about haste.
Yeah, absolutely. Those complaints didn't come from a lot of the people using it
Yeah,
or
sure.
abusing it. So
Yeah.
there's going to be, I'm sure, some folks that feel how much slower they are in some, like in Outpost Rush or in the FFA and all these areas where they're coming up against other players.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to hear the feedback coming out of this. And like you mentioned, like we have a lot of stuff across the game on configs, which is our way of changing certain things within the game that we can, flip as needed. So definitely players should continue to reach out on our Discord and in-game feedback and let us know, what's working for them, what's not, and why.
Oh, and also we have 3 new artifacts that we're introducing for Season 9. In addition to, we're also reworking some, and those will be in the patch notes for details. But just to talk about some of the new ones, there was Crescent Wave, which you mentioned, and then there's the Hammer of Yeet, which is based on Yeaterson's hammer from the Conqueror's items. So it's like, yeets back your opponents. It's going to be super good in CTF, just like the Blunderbuss artifact we did in Season 8. And then, what are you laughing at?
I'm just imagining the chaos that's going to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's good there.
Yeah.
Like, because we have pits, right?
Exactly.
We need more maps with pits, right, to take advantage.
That's what
let's see
I've been
about that.
saying for
miss-
years.
I
We
miss
need
when
more
fall
maps with
damage
pits.
killed you.
Well,
I'm probably the only person.
Wow, that's a hot
does.
take.
I mean,
That's
it does
a
have
hot
maps,
take.
so like,
Takes
That's
all
true.
kinds.
yeah. Yeah, and we also have another one called Plague Herald, which is interesting because it adds like disease to your opponents.
Wow.
So it'll be good for countering some of those heavy healing situations. So yeah, look
Nice.
forward to trying those out. Some other things to mention, I think. This was an interesting thing we did with the flail, because like the flail was a weapon that we introduced a long time ago, back in Season 3, like with Rise of the Angry Earth. And it really, it has been like the least used weapon, like pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
And it kind of has an identity crisis, because when we were developing it, we were trying to make sure that it wasn't, when paired with like a tanky weapon like Sword and Shield or a healing weapon, life staff, that it didn't like overly, get out of hand balance-wise, right? So we had to tone it back in both aspects, like the tankiness and the life staff, because we didn't know if you were going to pair it with those.
Yeah.
But now we've introduced something where actually we're buffing it in the cases where you don't pair it with a life staff, for example. If you don't pair it with a life staff, it's actually going to do 15% more healing. And if you don't pair it with
That's
heavy
great.
armor, it'll also do an additional 15%. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
and then on the damage side, if you don't pair it with a shield, it will do 15% more damage. So we're gonna kind of try this out, see how it feels to pair the flail up with other weapons that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise used it with.
Yeah, so maybe healers and tanks, when you're going through that M1, try it out.
Yeah.
Those are a little more forgiving on the mutation side, and we'll see how it goes. That sounds awesome. Great. So it sounds like PvE and PvP, there's something for everybody in Season 9, so it's really exciting. We also have a new OPR map preview. I think this is our only preview in Season 9, and there will be more information on that as we get closer to the preview date, but that's not at the start of it. I think it's closer to the end.
Yep.
And then the other thing is we're going to have a developer Q&A that's going to come out. I think that at the end of this month, people should check Discord and the New World Games subreddit for when some folks are gathering the questions for that Q&A. And that's a video Q&A. I know that sometimes we do the Q&A in Discord itself, but this is the one that we film. So super excited, and I think that wraps it for Season 9.
I think so, yeah.
Cool. So as we do with all of our developer updates, we are now going to show you our updated living roadmap. Should be a real cool graphic while I'm talking. Yes. So now that you guys have had a chance to look at that, you'll see that in the in development section, we kind of split that out into what you're going to be seeing in season 10. We did that because we're really excited for what's going to be coming out in season 10. And we wanted you to get excited with us. We'll have more information obviously coming out about those specifics as, again, we get closer to when season 10 releases. But in the meantime, let's do the what's your favorite thing that's coming out that's in development?
I'll jump into that. I think I said it in one of the previous videos, but I really like a lot of the things that we're doing with some of the gear, and you're going to see some pretty big changes, some really good reasons to go chase things, not just in the new content. I think we show a new raid, right? That's not illegal for me to say.
It's not illegal.
It's good. But also making sure that there's good pieces of gear that adhere to these new systems, like set bonuses, like umbrals. A lot of the stuff is going to be upgradable going forward, so you're going to be able to go back to old content as well, like mutations across all three, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to be able to go to Sandworm, you're going to be able to go to Gorgon. We haven't forgot those things. And we're going to be spreading some of the newer gear and chaseables into these areas as well. There's going to be a lot of perk changes and balance changes to go with that, so it's going to kind of mix up the meta and more reasons to go back, not just to the new stuff, but the old stuff as well. So players are really going to have a good time going around and seeing and mixing and matching all of these balance changes mixed with these new systems to kind of find what the new meta shakes out to be. And I think that'll be a lot of content for players.
Yeah, it's going to be good to reinvigorate M3s and reinvigorate.
Not just one, not just 3. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to get rewards.
1 and 2 are run pretty frequently.
Sure.
3s are not.
Sure.
I think that the player experience is usually an abandoned vote in an M3. And a lot of that's because the gear chase isn't really there. The rewards aren't juicy enough, so it's great to hear that we're going to be making them juicier. Love that. And then same for Sandworm, that we're going to get an update there. Obviously, it's much broader than that, but
Yes.
I think those are things that players have talked about, and when you play, those are things that you see. And for us to be managing that with the upcoming season and beyond is great. I really love that.
There's some other systems that go with it that really couple well too. Is you're going to be able to save your attributes in your different gear slots as well. So it's going to feel like there's a lot of things
Joel,
to chase.
You're only allowed to say one thing that you're excited about.
Hey.
That's how excited we
Chase
are
new
to talk
gear,
about the upcoming stuff.
make mini sets, have a good time. It'll be fun.
True. Yeah, absolutely. Saved attributes to gear sets is going to be excellent. JR, what are you most excited for?
I think I said this last time too, like the procedural dungeons is like, I think really cool, because it's like, I mean, it's PvE content is really expensive to make, right? Like it takes a long time. It's, we're trying to handcraft everything, and that's cool, like to handcraft content, like you can feel that, right? But at the end of the day, you run out in a couple hours, right? You play all the new content, and then you're done, and then you're waiting for more content. So like the whole promise of the procedural dungeons is we're trying to keep the magic of those handcrafted dungeons that we've been building, right? But in a way that is more evergreen, like that you can just play over and over again. It's different every time, and you're trying to beat your best times and whatnot. Like I think that'll be really exciting.
I agree. I think that's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
Dan, what about you?
And then on the handcrafted side of things, we have a whole new zone coming, and we have a whole new raid. That's 2 technically. Sorry, Katy. But the zone in particular, I can't wait. I can't wait to start sharing. We're gonna have that team that's making it come talk to you all and share what they're working on. I promise you're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's got some of the coolest vistas in our game already. Like our game is already beautiful, and it is just very cool looking.
Absolutely. And I think that the new AI are really exciting too. I think
so many.
I know. I think that's something that players are going to get excited about. I think gearing up and getting prepped for Season 10 during Season 9 is going to be really important, especially for all the folks that recently purchased or purchased last October. Making sure that you're going through and getting the best gear that you can right now so that you can really push through at the start of Season 10. I think for me, you guys took a lot of really great ones. Thanks for that. So one of the things that I do every day is I, do my dailies, I start crafting things, I make my prismatics, and I go to my storage shed and I have to go through a bunch of different storage sheds to craft things. And so I use Brimstone as my home base for crafting. It's where all of my discounts are. So I always am going back and forth. I'm moving things between there. Like I keep certain things in weavers. I keep certain things here and there. And so I'll always have to move them. And so what I'm really excited about, and this is something that's in development and not specific to season 10, but I just want to keep that going because I'm stoked for it, is the global crafting storage. So now, when this goes live, whenever that is, and of course we'll have more information on that when we're ready to say an actual season for it, but I'm really excited to not have to do all that work just to craft my prismatics. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. And then season 10 is just exciting. So it's essentially me just saying there's stuff like season 10's super, and season 9's exciting, season 10's exciting, and then there's stuff beyond that we can all get jazzed for. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining me here. If you liked the content here, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you joining us, and we will see you in Aeternum.